sacked later today in a row over secret meetings she held with Israeli officials, meetings that the Prime Minister didn't really know about. Well, Priti Patel is currently on a flight back to London from Uganda after being summoned by Prime Minister Theresa May. She has already apologised earlier this week for failing to disclose meetings with Israeli politicians. It's emerged since then that she didn't reveal, even then, the full extent of her talks. Well, I think we can go to Westminster. Our correspondent Vicky Young is there. Vicky, she's going to disembark from that plane with a rather heavy heart, isn't she?
Yeah, I think most people at Westminster were surprised, really, that she wasn't sacked earlier in the week when all this came to light. This is about transparency. There are very strict rules about what ministers can do. The idea that she was on holiday in Israel met up with many people out there, including the Prime Minister, but there were no officials present, no members of the civil service minuting what was talked about. You know, it's about pressure that can be put on ministers, and if things are not open and transparent, that calls into question many things. Now, Priti Patel was given a chance. She wasn't sacked by the Prime Minister earlier in the week, but I think if she hasn't been totally upfront with Theresa May in that meeting that they had face to face, then she has problems. And that is why you say she has been ordered back to London from this overseas trip. We think she has just arrived. We'll have to see what happens in the next couple of hours, but it does feel as if her career in the cabinet might be about to come to an end.
It is, Vicky, a story about the career of one ambitious politician. It's also a story, though, about a perception of confusion or even chaos within the British government.
Yeah, I mean, this comes at a time, and if you look back at when this might have happened before, say if she is sacked today, that would be Theresa May having to fire 2 cabinet ministers in 1 week about different things. The Defence Secretary, Michael Fallon, had to go only last week about allegations of sexual impropriety. To lose 2, you have to go back to the days of Tony Blair, 1998, when 2 cabinet ministers went in the same week. But look at the difference. Theresa May is just gone through a general election where she doesn't have a huge majority like Tony Blair did. She, in fact, lost the Conservative Party's majority. She has Brexit to deal with. Things are not going well. This is a Prime Minister who talked about having a strong and stable government. This doesn't look like that at all. These are completely unrelated episodes, but they are a huge distraction for the Prime Minister, who has a lot of other things that she would like to be doing right now, rather than sitting having to think about what Priti Patel got up to, what she did or didn't tell her. So this is, of course, a huge problem and a destabilising problem for the Prime Minister.
Vicky Young at Westminster, thank you. Let's